There's a lot of ambiguity in Bach's music, especially in the tempo marking. They actually lack of the metronomical marking during that time, and also the performance direction is actually very vague. So I have compiled 4 points in total to decide Bach's tempo when you play his music. For example, some of the music they have like saraban, jig. Those things is actually like a dance type during Baroque period. So those give a big hint for performer to decide the tempo. So for the tip 3, we actually decided by the rhythmic pattern. So the first one is even rhythm, which is often formed by crotchets, quaver, semi-quaver. But there's sometimes a natural perpetual motion formed by lively phrases that fill with syncopation, weak beat entrances, and sequence. So we can decide together with the meter. It can be a faster tempo or in a moderate tempo. So it's the same prelude again. So the left-hand part actually has the perpetual motion itself. So that is actually helping you to sound faster. So technically it's already sound fast, means that you don't have to play too fast to make it even faster, because you have to juggle the articulations, the clarity of the playing as well. Other than even rhythms, there's also dotted rhythms, so which is influenced by French music. Usually we take the French overture as example. So mostly in the slower side in tempo, gives a very serious, grand or elegant feel to the audience. So I will take the prelude in G minor, this book from the book 2 as example. So there's on the right hand part, there's a lot of like dotted rhythms. So the left hand part gives the very strong and elegant, very serious mode. At the same time, so Bach actually wrote Largo on the top of the music. So this is actually a very, very big hint for it. So what makes it even stronger that you need to play in the slower side of the tempo is actually the dotted rhythm. So another interior of music, which is the texture of music. You know that Bach's music has a lot of contrapuntal texture. So you need to make your audience easier to follow it and having space in between the entrances. So you need to play in a decent tempo, like how. So slower side might be a good tip for it, because usually if you play a little bit slower so that the entrance is very strong, so that your audience can hear it better. So for example, this fugue in B minor again from the book 2. So we have this motif. So it's a very grand, serious motif. And the right hand joins in later. Basically like a copycat in different notes starting, right? So we won't play too fast like. I don't think this is a great style for the audience, unless you're able to play it very cleanly. That is a good tempo. As a conclusion, which is you need to identify and justify across like how clean you can play the melody and all the entrances so that your audience can follow really well. The last tip will be instrument, which is the period instrument and modern instruments. Those are different things. So period instruments considered as clavichord, harpsichord, and modern instrument, which is the modern piano. So they actually sound very significantly different in terms of mechanism, touch, tone decay, dynamic ranges, and resonance. Those sound directly affected by two of the musical decisions, which is the tempo decision and also the articulations. So in Bach's time, for example, in Bach's time, a slower tempo on a harp C chord will still maintain rhythmic precision and contrapuntal lines very clean due to its very early, very fast tone decay and also crisp articulation. But if you play very slow on the modern piano, it will sound muddy and draggy, and also some of the musical detail might hard to keep because of the acoustic. So as a conclusion, on top of having the Baroque stylistic playing, like the chord dances, the styles, the given performance direction by the Bach, you also have to take care of if this tempo is a great tempo for your audience to hear all the musical details, the articulations, the acoustic of the venue, that would also helps on your tempo decision. So those aspects are that you need to take care of when you decide a tempo. So as long as those details and articulations is very clean and clear and your audience is able to hear, I think those are a very good tempo for your Bach's playing. So there's no right or wrong in Bach's playing, because this is where the creativity comes from, because those are art. And I hope those tips help you and your students on playing Bach's music when you have to decide a decent tempo for Bach's music. Thank you for watching, and I hope those tips helps. Please subscribe and follow Kawai Malaysia Facebook, YouTube and Instagram page for more piano tutorials, and I hope to see you again. Bye.